Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining the Bing Ads API quarterly webcast, where we are happy to share with you what's new and upcoming in the Bing Ads API product roadmap. With back to school now under our belt and the holiday season just around the corner, our goal is to make sure that you walk away from this webcast with a clear understanding of all the benefits our newly released features have to offer to set you up for success while giving you the resources to support you with the adoption of these features. Before we begin, I wanted to take a moment to introduce you to our amazing PMs who will be presenting their features to you today. As for myself, my name is Tiffany Sanders and I will be your host. I am an operations PM working on the API partner business team. Sneha Coxall is working on new ad products for advertisers as well as improving the URL experience. Sebastian Ayer is in charge of our Bing Ads API product, which includes the ad insights, bulk, campaign management, customer management and billing, and reporting services. Nan Lee manages all things related to UET and remarketing, as well as location targeting. Neha Mohan focuses on product ads and Bing shopping campaigns. Ginny Sandhu manages our native ad placements. Dare Obasanjo is a group program manager focused on experiences related to campaign management. Akshaya Pragadishram is focused on the enhancement and management of ad extensions, as well as Bing Ads Mobile. And last but not least, with his very own slide, we have Haley De La Cruz, who works on campaign management features like auto bidding, labels, and automated rules. Our TAMs, Mario and Van Dan, will be answering your questions live via the chat window throughout the call today. So please be sure to submit your questions throughout the call. We will also set aside 10 minutes at the end for Q&A. And please do note that as many of the features discussed in today's call are either in early planning or pilot phases, dates and information is subject to change. So with that, let's jump into our agenda. Look at all of these exciting features that we want to share with you today. We will go over several new features, such as new experiences around Bing shopping campaigns that you will definitely want to take advantage of for the holidays, new additions to expanded text ads, new value tracking parameters for upgraded URLs, and the highly requested U.S. county targeting, just to name off the top 4. We will also share some key updates on features that we have discussed in some of our prior API calls, such as new metrics and segments available in in-market audiences, extension updates, and the sunset of API v9, v10, and our content network. So you can see we have a lot to cover, so let's not waste any more time. I will now turn it over to Neha, where she will kick things off with some of the new Bing shopping experiences recently added that you won't want to miss for the holidays. Neha, take it away.
Thanks, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. I'm Neha Mohan. I'm a PM on Bing shopping campaigns and product ads. Today, I'm very excited to share with you a few of the great features that we have launched recently with the aim of increasing volume for you during holidays and very exciting new retail experiences as well. A constant feedback which we had always received was we need more volume for Bing shopping campaigns. And with that in mind, we are very excited to announce that you are seeing currently product ads on Bing image results pages. You don't have to do anything specific to show up there as long as your feeds are updated and they have all the needed attributes like G10, MPN, brand, and other attributes for the products. You will be eligible to show up on Bing image results page. We have also introduced new shopping vertical on Bing. Currently, the way to reach this is through a clickable link on the PA slate, which says click here to shop more. Soon we will also be launching a standalone shopping vertical itself, which is the shopping tab in Bing. Again, you don't have to do anything specific to make sure your ads show up here. As long as your campaigns are up and running, optimized, and your feeds are optimized, you should be eligible to show up on the second page as well. With these two, we do expect that you will see an increase in your click volume around 7 to 8%. So super excited about this and hope you too are. A few of the key callouts on the new retail experiences that we have launched We have local inventory ads currently in pilot. Feeds need to be provided for this experience, and you do need to be in pilot for this. We have currently a small flight running to test this experience out. So feel free to reach out to your account managing team if you want to participate in this. Flyer carousel on Bing. This is primarily focused on the Black Friday and holiday season that's coming up. Again, flyers need to be provided. You could use them as text ad extension, or they could be eligible to show up on their own for queries like Black Friday deals, Black Friday 2017, etc. Again, a pretty new innovative experience. I do request you to take a look at this if you haven't so far. And then product ads on Bing Snapshot. Again, you're opted in by default, but for any of the product cards, if you have a product submitted to us and you're bidding on that, you would be eligible to show up there. We've released a bunch of feed improvements and optimization features as well. This list doesn't cover all of them. It's just a quick snapshot. We have recently launched a pilot to import feeds from Google, just like you could import campaigns today. You will also now be able to import your feeds from Google. It doesn't really have an API impact at this point, but this is something you would want to use if you quickly want to get started off and test things with BSC. Price and availability update feed. Again, launched recently. Do take a look at it if you haven't done so far. Unmatched offer report, an excellent report to tackle optimizations prior to holiday to make sure your entire inventory is targeted and is bidded on. And then the search term report at offer level. Again, please use this for optimization of your titles, of negative keywords, etc., to make sure your campaigns are highly targeted and your feeds are also highly targeted. With this, I will pass the baton on to Sneha, who will talk to you about the upgraded URLs and expanded text ads.
Thanks a lot, Neha. Hi all, I will talk about extended text ad, what is new with that, what's coming up. So you all know we are already started countdown pilot. So countdown is an eye-catching part of an ad that it counts down automatically without you doing anything. So you set a date for start and end, and your ad is automatically update itself, and this is an eye-catching and increase the visibility of your ad if you wanna really count down to an event, if you wanna highlight a sale or anything you wanna highlight. So as you can see here, there's two examples, ends in just 11 hours, and this 11 hours will continue to count down since it is 0. So the same thing with 3 days. So the countdown start with the days, then turn to hours, then turn to minutes, and then ends. So the important part of countdown, when you use a countdown in your text ad, you should know that this text ad will be run just between start and end date of the countdown. And then this adds really call to action, and there would be an increase in the click, and there would be a reduced waste of the clicks if you wanna just highlight an event, and that would be end. And if you couldn't use countdown, after the end of the event, you need to delete or pause your ad by yourself. But right now, this will pause it automatically. So this will save you time, and it is time sensitive. So you can find the details in MSDN. And this is in pilot right now, and it will be GA pretty soon in this month. So we are doing a length check update for expanded text ad too. So starting in September 18, we're going to improve the way the maximum character count is checked for an ad. So as you know, before we did the length check according to ad group settings. Which language you are using in your ad group was determine how many characters you can use in your ad. Now we are using another method that which character you enter for your ad will count as it is character length. So this was a trouble before if you use Chinese, traditional Chinese, for example, with English characters, that if you set your settings to traditional Chinese, we were diminishing how many English characters or Latin characters you would use. So now we are fixing this, and I will show an example in the next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. So before in title part 1, you can use 30 characters. Right now, it is before, for example, let's think this was an English at group level setting. So there is 4 English characters, 1 space, and 2 Chinese characters. And this was count as 7 before, and you can use 22 characters remaining, as you can see. Right now, after this release, these Chinese characters will count as 2, and this total would count as 9 rather than 7, because there's 2 Chinese characters with 2 characters. So the remaining character that you can use would be 21. So length check update will come on September 18. You don't need to do anything about this. We already reached out customers who are who has got ads that are not inside these length checks. So we want them to correct their ads. So after this timeline, while you are creating an ad, you would be careful about this, and you would get a normal error about the length check. So you can find the details on MSDN again. And there is another update about default value for keyword parameters. It will become mandatory since, as you know, when you use a keyword parameter in your text ad, we replace that with the keyword that the searcher did. And so this makes your ads more relevant, and it is more eye-catching since we use the keyword that the user search. So now we are adding a default keyword mandatory. Before the keyword default value wasn't mandatory, so if you wouldn't use any default value, and if your keyword was longer than expected for the text ad to be served, then your ad wouldn't be served. Now we want to avoid this and bring the keyword value mandatory, so we will escape from not serving your ads. So you don't need to do anything again for this, but you will get after the October 18, the release date, you would get another error that shows you that you need to use default keyword value when you are using keyword in your text ads. So about upgraded URLs, tracking parameters. Right now we are already supporting new tracking parameters, and we are adding 4 new to them since Google already support these these tracking parameters. We will add them to our tracking parameters too. What are they? They are feed ID, ID of an extension, location physical, ID of the geographical location of the click, location interest, ID of the location of interest that help trigger the ad, and ad position. That's the position on the page that the ad appear. And there is one more thing, that we are changing target ID. Currently, we were supporting keyword remarketing list and dynamic ad target. With the change, we will support custom audience, in-market audience, and targeted location in ID as well. Thanks a lot, and I'm introducing Sebastian to you to talk about US County targeting.
Thanks, Neha. So US County targeting is one of our top most requested features in location targeting. With this feature, you have more flexibility in targeting customers in the right locations. So for example, if you're a legal firm which operates at the county level, or a contractor licensed to operate in a specific county, you can directly target customers in locations you operate in. We have full parity with AdWords County targeting, so it becomes easier for you to import your campaigns to the Bing platform. In terms of how to use county targets, they work in exactly the same way as other kinds of location targets on our platform. You can use county locations to target or exclude in conjunction with your existing location targets. County targeting is only available in API v11. We are currently on open beta, and we're accepting hand raisers. So if you're interested, feel free to let us know the resources indicated on this slide. Next, please. So next up, we'll be going over the new version of GeoLocations File, which we recently released. So the geolocations.csv file is available via our API and the Developer Center website. It actually lists all the locations we support on our platform for targeting. We recently released version 2.0 of this file. The improvements we made in this version are new county locations, US county locations, as well as new descriptive column names. We also removed the code and descriptor columns. And some other things to note on this new version is that it's only compatible with API v11. And if you're using the get GeoLocations file URL service operation to download the file, you'll need to specify 2.0 for the version header element. And also note that we'll be sunsetting the previous version of the file, which is 1.0, along with API v9 and v10 on October 31st this year. Next slide, please. So next up, I'll be providing a recap of our plans to sunset API v9 and v10. So as we've announced a few times since the release of API v11 on May 8th this year, we'll be shutting down the deprecated API versions 9 and 10 on October 31st this year. Most of our customers have already migrated to v11, but if you're yet to migrate, we strongly recommend you to do so as soon as possible to avoid any potential disruption. The migration guide on MSDN, which is indicated on this slide, covers in detail how you can upgrade your code to call API v11. And if you have any questions or concerns, always feel free to reach out to us on the resources indicated on this slide. Next slide, please. So next up, I'll be going over upcoming enhancement to reports, which will help you evaluate your keyword performance. So exact match impression share will allow you to get a sense of how your broad or phase match keywords are performing on searches that exactly match your keywords. So as you can see the formula here, the exact match impression share is calculated as the number of exact match impressions you actually received divided by the estimated number of total eligible exact match impressions. So to give you a better understanding of how this could be useful to you, consider the scenario where the impression share for a broad match keyword is low, but the exact match impression share is high. Now this indicates that you're either not competitive enough in how your keyword is defined, or you need to exclude irrelevant terms by adding them as negative keywords. So keep in mind this metric is only applicable to search campaigns and will not be available for shopping or dynamic search ad campaigns. And also, we'll be making this new metric available in the share of voice, account, campaign, and ad group performance reports. And finally, please note that this will only be available in API v11. So up next, Dare will share some updates on our in-market audiences feature. Over to you, Dare.
Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Dare. So I'm here to share some great news about our in-market audiences feature. To recap, in-market audiences allows advertisers to target or bid higher or lower on end users who are in a particular phase of the consumer decision journey. So Bing Ads using machine learning looks at user behavior and then buckets users into various categories based on what we believe they're currently in market for, which could be as varied as they're looking for a healthcare product, they're searching for an automobile, searching for credit cards or home loans. So we've had the pilot out for a few months now, and the results have been spectacular. In aggregate, looking at all our pilot customers, we've seen a 28% increase in click-through rate for across the user base who's been using this feature, and an impressive 48% increase in conversions. And so this has been great for us. And so what are we doing next? So we had a fairly small number of segments as our machine learning algorithms have been learning and looking at user behavior, and we're going to be rolling out a lot more segments. We're going to be rolling out segments across apparel, so users looking for clothing, arts and entertainment, auto, business and industrial, so users searching for agricultural related things, food service, construction materials, consumer electronics, users searching for computers. Next slide. Dining and nightlife, family and community, finance, health, hobbies and leisure, home and garden. Next slide. Internet and telecom, law and government, occasions and gifts, real estate, sports and fitness, travel and tourism. So these are going to be rolling out over the next few months. And as I mentioned earlier, once advertisers target these users who are in this particular bucket, we expect that you'll see improved conversions and improved click-through rates. Okay, with that, I'll transition to talking about hotel ads. So hotel ads is a new product we're currently pilot with and rolling out slowly across Bing search experience. And we'll be allowing end users to see real-time hotel availability and rates directly in the SERP. This will utilize, there'll be no keyword management for hotel ads. This will all be feed-based, using feeds advertisers should be familiar with using other travel-based platforms. So we'll use them to sort of get, advertisers will be able to use these to get better qualified leads, and they'll complement your existing text ads and DSA campaigns. You can find out more on the hotel ads on MSDN. The API is now available, and please check it out and give us your feedback. Price extensions. So for price extensions, just kind of quickly give an recap of what price extensions are. They allow you to show information about your sublinks of brands under your ad, including price and qualifiers for those prices, such as shown in this example, you have a service that's $10 or $20 an hour. You can use them to increase click-through rates and conversions, give searchers more context, a better idea of your product, and also link to third-party partners who offer your services. So your main ad may link to your website, but you may have a third-party site that offers your products, and so you can use the price extension to link off to them. This is now available on the campaign management API and our bulk API. The pilot's now underway on PC and mobile, and we are expecting to release this broadly in the next few months. And with that, I'm going to hand off to Nan, who's going to talk about offline conversions.
All right, thanks there. Hi, everyone. This is Nan. Today, I'll be talking about offline conversion. So it has been a top ask from advertisers that they want to be able to connect the dots of their offline conversions with the online ads. For example, like insurance company getting potential customers to fill out forms for auto insurance quote, or financial institutions getting homeowner to request mortgage rates. So when majority of your business happens offline, either over the phone or in person, it's really key for you to understand how much of those revenue was generated by your online advertising ads, and also which campaigns or ad groups or ads those triggered it. So with the new exciting offline conversion import feature, you can now import all those conversion back to Bing Ads and view all your conversion data, whether it's online conversion or offline conversion in one place. The next slide, please. So how did this work? So this is actually done through the mapping of a Microsoft Click ID. So say you're an insurance company, potential customers are on your ad and click on it. So when that happens, unique click ID is appended to the landing page URL when the customer lands on your website. When this customer filled out the form for a quote, you will capture and store this click ID information along with the customer data in your CRM. So a few days later, when the customer calls your local agent and complete the purchase offline, you have the conversion data along with the click ID all stored in your CRM. You can then prepare this data based on the template that we provided and upload all this data back into Bing Ads. And then in just a few hours after the upload, you will be able to answer that important question of what keywords or ads are driving your offline sales, not just your online leads. Next slide, please. So this feature is now available in both Campaign Management API and Bulk API, and here's a link to the release notes where you can find more details around it. The typical audience for this feature are businesses that with like a lead generation or like aggregator websites. The feature is currently in open beta. It will be released later this month, so please look out for the announcement. And now I will turn this over to Haley to talk about labels.
Thank you, Nan. Labels are a simple and powerful way to add detail and color to your reporting data so that you can accomplish more. For example, how are your brand campaigns performing against your non-brand campaigns? How are your experimental keywords performing? Do you have promotional ad copy that you're closely monitoring? Do you have different bidding rules that you want to manage across your different keywords? By tagging your campaigns, ad groups, ads, and keywords with customized labels, you can quickly filter your data to answer these questions and apply the specialized changes needed to grow your campaigns. Labels is rolling out right now to all customers in bulk and campaign V11 APIs, expected to complete this month. Reporting API is coming soon after. Next slide. Another feature that will help you accomplish more is automated bidding. Last year, we released the Enhanced CPC bid strategy. Enhanced CPC helps you get more conversions by making small modifications on your manually set bids. We are now working to release 3 new bid strategies that each offer fully automated bidding. With these upcoming strategies, Bing Ads will set CPC bids in accordance to your goal. Each of these 3 upcoming strategies represents a different goal. Next slide. The first and simplest goal that is covered by automated bidding is the Maximize Clicks bid strategy. Maximize Clicks is designed to help you achieve as many clicks as possible given your budget. When you use this strategy, Bing Ads will set bids for you to achieve this goal, but you still retain control over your budget. If you want additional control, you can also optionally set a maximum cost per click that will apply to all automatic bids. Next slide. Second, for advertisers who are using conversion tracking, we are also introducing the Target CPA bid strategy. Target CPA is designed to help you achieve the cost per acquisition that you have in mind. Bing Ads will set automatic bids using signals available at auction time, as well as your campaign's conversion history, in order to achieve your desired cost per acquisition. Just like with the other strategies, you retain full control over your budget, and you can optionally set a maximum cost per click for additional control. Next slide. Third and finally, another way to optimize for conversions is the Maximize Conversions bid strategy. Maximize Conversions is similar to Target CPA, except it works to get you as many conversions as possible given your budget. And just like with the other strategies, you still have control over your budget, and you also have an optional maximum cost per click. Next slide. And finally, I would like to provide a brief overview of how bid strategies fit in the Bing Ads model. In the Bing Ads model, at a high level, these bid strategies are all available at the campaign level, but ad group and keyword also have a bid strategy field. The only settings available at the ad group and keyword level for bid strategy are default, which is inherit from parent, or manual CPC. The major implication here is that we are enforcing only one strategy per campaign, but you can still enable manual CPC at any level. For example, if you have keywords that are driving a lot of traffic and you want to continue to manage them manually, you can turn on automated bidding for the campaign, but set those keywords to manual CPC and allow automated bidding to manage your long tail for you and save time. For these 3 new bid strategies, it's important to remember that Bing Ads is managing these bids. If your tools are currently sending bid updates for a campaign that is using automated bidding, it is not guaranteed that those bid updates actually change your performance at auction time. And it's also not guaranteed that those bid updates will remain there, because we are managing bids. We will also be going in there and changing bids. In early October, we plan to expand access to these strategies to a larger set of advertisers. So we recommend that you start working with bid strategies now so that you can fully understand how your bid updates are being used, if at all. The documentation link is on this slide. Now I'd like to turn it over to Akshaya.
Thank you, Haley. Hello, everyone. I want to give a quick update on account level ad extensions. This feature allows ad extensions to be associated at the account level and have it apply automatically to all campaigns and ad groups under that account. It is available for all extensions except call extensions and site link extensions that haven't been migrated to the new site link experience. We have been in an open controlled beta for about a couple months now, and we plan on a phase GA starting end of September. This means we will be rolling out this feature to all accounts over the next few weeks. Please view the linked API v11 documentation for account level association changes in campaign management and bulk. Thank you, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions about account level extensions. I will now give an update on sunset of content network. So we stopped serving ads in the content network on June 30th, and we disabled the ability to create content ad groups on July 30th. However, advertisers still have data related to the content network, which is no longer relevant. With this in mind, we will be cleaning up this data starting November 30th to increase efficiency within our system and make sure advertisers only have entities that contribute to their campaign performance. Starting November 30th, the following changes will occur. New errors will be returned for campaign management and bulk service operations related to this content network. If you try to add or update keyword match type to content, the campaign service invalid match type error will be returned. If you try to add or update content bid in ad group settings, the campaign service cannot set content bid on ad group error will be returned. The hybrid ad groups that have ad distribution set to both search and content will be migrated to search. On the other hand, the content-only ad groups will be deleted. Content keywords will be deleted as well. If you wish to reuse any of these content entities, please switch them over to Search Network before November 30th. Stay tuned for an upcoming blog post with more details. We will also be emailing advertisers whose accounts are affected by this change. Please let us know if you have any questions or concerns regarding this data cleanup. I will now pass it over to Ginny.
Thank you, Akshaya. Hi, I'll be talking about intent ads. Intent ads have been running successfully on MSN and Outlook in the US for the last year and a half or so, and now we are expanding it to the UK market. Intent ads allow you to gain native traffic, high quality, for your search campaigns with minimal work. And we, being an internal publisher and an internal ad provider, are able to garner a lot of information about the user that helps us match the ads with the right user, thereby driving a very competitive ROI for our advertising community. Leveraging signals like search history, UED signals, browse history on MSN, as well as all the other settings that you've provided as part of your search campaigns, like user platform, time of the day, and things like that. All those are taken into account. So we've been running this for about 18 months, and in October, we will be making this available in the UK market. Next slide, please. So as you can see how Bing is doing intent ads differently from other providers. The key goal for Bing here is figuring out the right user intent by getting the right kind of signals. While content signals are definitely taken into account, but the real thing is figuring out the user intent. You could be on a travel site and you could see a travel ad, but if Bing knows that yesterday you searched for a vacation in San Diego, we can very well target that ad on the travel page, which has much higher relevance. And it is part of your existing workflow with the search campaigns. You don't have to go set up an entirely new campaign. You just can add image extensions to your existing campaigns, high quality images, which would then give you an opportunity to be presented on a number of different placements, which we'll go through over the next couple of slides. So here what you're seeing is the MSN homepage. You have an opportunity to show in the slideshow on the MSN homepage as the users browse through the different slides. Couple of slides are reserved for ads, and that is where your ad could show up. We would take the ad title from your ad, which is already existing as part of your search campaigns, and the display URL. And then if you've provided us a high quality image extension, we will use that. In certain scenarios, if you're opted in, we will also leverage image annotations. In addition to the MSN homepage, you would also show up on article pages across MSN, where we may or may not use images, but we will leverage other extensions. It could be site links, it could be other extensions like location extensions and so on. But the idea is that we are able to leverage all the existing ad assets you've already provided us. And by just adding images, you're able to get all this high value inventory available on MSN and on Outlook. In addition to that, we are also able to take your product ad campaigns. So all the product ads that are available today as part of the shopping campaigns will be eligible for native participation. So if we can figure out the intent of the user that they are interested in a certain product, then that product will be displayed to the user. Next slide, please. So the one thing to summarize in terms of what the product does is, obviously, it's a very familiar setup. You're familiar with the campaign management, nothing additional to do. You can control your participation in terms of how you want to manage your ROI, as well as drive user engagement through a bid modifier for intent ads. For these native placements, there's a native bid modifier, and then you can optimize further by creating a custom ad copy for native placements. You should try and upload images in all the available aspect ratios via image extensions. The more aspect ratios are available, the better the chance that you'll be eligible for all the different placements. And then you can manage your participation across all the user interfaces that are available today. On the final slide, just quickly talks about the different ways that you control it via the API. There's the native bid adjustment property at the campaign and ad group level that you can set for this native placement. You can set the bid adjustment. Also for intent ads, you can create a custom text ad by using the ad format preference. If you set it to native, then that ad is eligible for distribution only on native. If you set it to all, it's for both. One important thing to keep in mind is every ad group needs a search ad always. So one ad group cannot have only a native ad, otherwise that flag will not be honored. And then finally, for reporting, you can use the ad distribution filter and get either just the native data or all of the data and look at it just for native. So those were the updates from intent ads. And now I'll turn it over to Tiffany for Q&A.
Thank you, Genny, and thank you to all of our PMs for sharing the latest and greatest from the Bing Ads API roadmap. We'll now take a look at our Q&A, so if you give us just a moment to pull up some of the questions that we've had come in throughout the call today. All right, so we do have several questions that have come in, and I do want to add, if you want to review any of the information that was shared today, if you look at the resource widget, the deck is available for download, so go ahead and download that and you can reference it. And please do continue to submit your questions via the Q&A chat. We have the PMs here ready to answer your questions. So the first question that we have is around the sunset of content ads. So Akshaya, is it safe to assume that the new errors will start appearing at the same time the content network deletion migration is performed?
Actually, Tiffany, the errors will start appearing right on November 30th, and then a couple days after is when we'll begin the migration and deletion of some of the content entities. So they won't be together, but the errors will start surfacing before the migration.
Okay. Sounds good. And then we have a question around API sunset. So Salvation, this would go to you. Will there be a whitelist or extension that we can be added to beyond the sunset date?
Thanks, Tiffany. No, unfortunately, we don't have any kind of an extension for the sunsetting services, as most of our customers have already migrated, and we're looking forward to the remaining few customers to start migrating to V11 before the sunset date. So please do reach out to us if you have any questions or any concerns regarding the migration. We really want to make sure that you're leveraging the latest and greatest before the sunset date.
Okay. Another question for you, Sebastian, on U.S. county targeting. Are all AdWords counties supported? And then a second part of the question, when are you adding support for Canadian counties?
Yeah, Yes, so for the first question, we do support all the counties that are available in AdWords today. So if you were to use the import tool to bring in your targets, county targets from AdWords, then you'd find that all of them are supported and they should work fine. As far as the second question goes, we do have plans to support Canadian counties. It's high on our backlog, so we'll definitely provide some updates on that in the near future.
All right, sounds good. Another question here, is Bing Ads going to create key authentication similar to what Google does for its API, where you do not need to log into Windows Live?
So I can take the question. So we don't have any plans for that right now, but we can certainly look into it and try to understand what it entails.
Okay, and then let's see. We have a question around native. Is Bing planning on developing a native connection of the API with Power BI? So I think on that one, we're going to follow up we'll follow up with you directly on that. We'll connect with the PM and get back to you on that one. So again, continue to type questions, but in the meantime, let you know that we do have several resources where you can find answers to your questions, announcements on new features, and our sandbox environment. Many of the resources are available in the resource widget on your screen. You'll also find everything you need at developers.bingads.microsoft.com. If you're looking for more information, please be sure to sign up for our monthly API readout, where you will find API alerts, new features and updates, current pilot and betas, and highlights from our blog. You can sign up by sending an email request to bingadsapi@microsoft.com. And if you're interested in signing up for pilots for API testing, please contact bingplt@microsoft.com for pilot enablement. As we did share with you today, we have several pilots launching soon, and you can also ask questions via Twitter, and we'd love to get feedback on features at our user voice page. So with that, thank you again to everyone for joining our September quarterly API call. Please do take a few minutes to provide feedback at the end. We will have a survey that pops up, and we really like to hear your feedback so we can make these calls better in the future. And the next call will be held in January. We look forward to sharing the next round of updates with you at that time. With that, we will conclude the call. Thank you.